We are back with another edition of the Chris Rose Rotation on Jomboy Media. I am Chris Rose, and boy, I am thrilled for today's episode because I love talking pitching and all sorts of stuff. But today, we have the lone position player in our rotation. He is the starting shortstop of your Miami Marlins, Miguel Rojas. Miguel, good to see you, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm so happy to be the Latin representation in your rotation. You know, like not just the only position player, but from the Latin America side. I'm really excited about talk to you about so many different things that we can talk about. And man, I like to talk about baseball, and chatting with you is gonna be amazing, man.
Dude, I'm super excited. I want to show you. I'm representing today. Okay, look, I am wearing my Rojas T-shirt that you sent me last season. So I'm not so sure that I could make this sort of defensive play that you have on the silhouette on the T-shirt. Do you think I can or no?
No, I don't think so. I watch you play baseball before. You know, that was a great effort that you gave us. But it's amazing that God give people with different things. You know, and He gifted you with a lot of talent behind the mic and on TV. But on the baseball side, man, you're foul a little bit short. But we all do different things better than others.
So you're saying that if they have a silhouette and it's just a T-shirt that says Rose on it, then it's just going to be me behind a microphone or behind a camera. It won't be me doing anything athletic whatsoever.
I think it's a good idea. If you put a mic like in this picture right now and you put your face behind it or the silhouette, I think it's gonna be selling really good. So I think we have to talk to the guys on Breaking Tea and try to make it happen. Why not?
Well, okay, see, actually, what we want is one of our listeners or our viewers out there. And so hopefully you're joining us wherever you subscribe for your podcast, and just hit the subscribe button of the Chris Rose Rotation and give us 5 stars, because Miguel Rojas loves 5 stars, and leave a comment, or join us on Jomboy Media Baseball's YouTube channel that is growing by the day, and leave us a comment. And also, while you're on one of our social media outlets, send us a T-shirt idea. Who knows? Maybe it'll work. Maybe I'll wear it. Right?
I like it. And I think it's a pretty good idea. So one of our viewers, please let us know what's the best idea right there. I gave you mine. So now it's up to you guys,
I like
it's up to you that are listening to see what's going to happen.
All right. We got a lot of ground to cover. I'm super excited because we are in my opinion, what could be the golden era of shortstop. So coming up a little bit later, you're going to give us our top 5 shortstops in the game. In fact, I came with a list of 5. And so we're going to compare and contrast and argue and have fun with it and break it all down. Speaking of star shortstops, the co-owner of your team is Derek Jeter. So we'll learn the first time you ever met the captain and how that all went down. We're also going to get into something serious. You were 17 years old when you came to this country. What is it like to be dropped in the middle of America, not know much English, have a culture shock while trying to chase your dream? We'll have that as well. Plus, Miguel, I gave you the homework assignment of your top 3 guests that you want on the show. You don't have to give them to me now, but you did do the homework, right?
Oh, I did it. I got it ready right here. So I can't show you yet because we're going to be talking about it and we're going to cover all that. But I'm ready. I'm prepared.
Okay, good. I love it. I love prepared guys. And we're also going to do the game show that is sweeping the entire nation. We're going to spin the wheel of moderately interesting things. So that's all coming your way here on the Chris Rose Rotation. But since I've got you here, you are one of the swaggiest players in MLB. What shoes are you wearing?
Oh, let me show you. I can show you. And for those of you that are not going to be watching and just listening, this is Jordan 3. They call this shoe the Fragment. So you can see it on the sole right here. It's a Fragment Jordan 3. They just came out a couple months ago. So I'm trying to stay up to date with all the retros that Jordan is throwing out, and my collection right now is growing, because my wife is not so happy about it, but I keep getting whatever is the latest Jordan, because I started this collection already, so now I can really back up.
So how many pair do you have?
My collection of retros is going up to like 140 right now. So
Miguel,
yeah.
Miguel, Mama's going to say we're going to put you on an allowance. Like you can't just blow, you're making good money right now, but you're in your early.
But let me tell you something. It's all in my allowance, it's the money that I give to myself, like I think I sweat a lot during the days, and I'm not really going off my budget, like I'm waiting for my money to come in, and I'm not spending anything from my family, like I'm spending my money in shoes. The only thing is like sometimes, how girls are, they expecting maybe a little bag, maybe a little pair of shoes for them or whatever, and she's probably worrying about me spending all the money that could be for her,
right,
on my own shoes. So
okay, so here's what we do, and your wife's name is
Mariana.
Here's what you do for Mariana. If she wants a pair of shoes, you get her the pair of Jordans that you want, and you get them in your size, and you say, hey, I got you a pair of shoes, and she'll open it, and she'll go, I don't think these are going to fit. And he'll go, you know what? I'll just hang on to them anyway.
That sounds great. That sounds great. To be honest with you, like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to continue to grow my collection, because that's what I do for fun and for living off the field.
Okay. Quickly. What is the most amount of money you paid for a pair of Jordans?
$2,500.
Okay. Miguel.
Yeah. I really like that shoe. It's one of the Jordans that are really, really like old school, the Jordan 1, on collaboration with Off-White, which is a big designer in Europe. So I mean, I did it, and I gave myself that gift for my birthday.
Happy birthday, bro.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, a couple of days ago I turned 32. Really happy, and I never felt better before.
Yeah. Well, you also feel $2,500 lighter. I mean, come on. You didn't tell Mama that you did that, did you? Like, you're going to try and sneak that past on the credit card, aren't you?
Oh, I did it because I need to keep myself out of trouble,
Okay. Let's talk about your team. You guys shocked the world last year. You guys had to deal with the COVID crisis, and you still ended up making the playoffs for the first time since 2003. And you guys beat up on the Cubs before bowing out in the next round. And with all that being said, there's a lot of people picking you for dead last in the National League East. Have you brought that up to your teammates? Do you use that as a rallying cry, or do you not give a damn what anybody says about you?
I did, man. I did. As soon as I don't know how to say it, Picota or
Picota. The Picota predictions.
They put out the predictions a couple months ago. First thing that I did was screenshot my phone and send it to my group on the team. We get picked to get last year. And they call them bottom feeders when the season started. We beat the Phillies the first game of the year on opening day, and we got called the bottom feeders because we're supposed to be in the bottom of the division. Well, we end up making it to the playoff after 17 years, after another 12 years without a winning season. We did all that, and we still doesn't have any respect from the media, which is something that is gonna keep motivating us, because this team is not the same team that it was here 3 years ago. All these guys that we got, the talent that we have in our rotation, and I said it in a conversation, in an interview a couple of days ago, that I put our rotation with whatever rotation in the National League is. How can you debate with 3 or 4 guys that they already showing that they can do it for a long time in a baseball season? Like we have Sandy Alcantara, Sixto Sanchez, Pablo Lopez, Eliezer Hernandez, Trevor Rogers. We just got Gio Gonzalez. Who you can compare that rotation with, just because they don't have the years in the league, but they have the experience that they got from last year, and they building together. So I'm really excited about this group.
Okay, so I get it. I agree. I think your rotation is going to be the foundation of this team, and there's no question about it. But Miguel, as I'm looking at the division, I look at the Braves, who have won the division 2 years in a row, right? MVP and Freddie Freeman. Acuna's a star,
right?
Up and down that lineup, really good. And if they get Soroka back healthy, they brought in Charlie Morton. Right? You look at the Mets, their rotation, Jacob deGrom, who you can tell me, I mean, he might be the best pitcher in baseball.
Okay,
correct. Right? They brought in Cookie. They traded for Lindor. We'll talk about that and all. I mean, and then you've got the Nationals who just won it 2 years ago. Top of that rotation that's top heavy. And
top
Juan
three,
Soto,
one of the best.
Juan Soto's a stud. And then I look at the Phillies. Bryce Harper's on the team. Yeah, they've got some question marks, but they revamped their bullpen, which was atrocious last year. So I'm just telling you, I'm looking at the division and I go to Marlins. Cute story, kind of up-and-coming team. They've turned over the farm system, but I say probably not yet.
No, you're right. You're right. And that's a fair statement for people, like we're going to have to go out there and show everybody that we're ready to play and we're ready to compete for a division title. To be honest with you, all we care about is what the people in that clubhouse think, We last year as a group, we show ourselves and we give ourselves a lot of confidence to go out there and compete against the Nationals, compete against the Mets. The Mets wasn't that different last year, okay, they got a couple arms in the bullpen. They got they got May, they got a couple other guys that they can pitch in the back end on the bullpen. But remember, we did it last year. I know it was a short season and everything that happened to us, extra motivation and all that. But the experience that we got last year, like, get us to the point where we're chasing the Brave, We don't care about like where we're gonna end up. We're trying to get the division title, which is trying to take it away from the Braves, because Braves was the team that gave us the wake-up call last year, In that 5-game series in the playoff, they beat us 3-0. They let us know, hey, you guys got to get better if you guys want to win the division.
Fair enough. When was the first time you met Derek Jeter?
That's a crazy story, because you will say first time you met Derek, it might be on the field, or maybe in a meeting on like around the team. But I didn't. My first time meeting Derek, it was in a turkey distribution in Miami for Thanksgiving. So it's funny because the Marlins called me and they say, hey, we want you to come to this turkey distribution. I mean, we take care of a lot of people in Miami. So today we're recording this and it's a 305 day. So happy 305 day to everybody in Miami. That day we take care of a lot of people, right? And Derek showed up there, and this is my first time getting to meet Derek Jeter. And it was actually in the middle of a turkey distribution when he was handing out bags and stuff like that. And I got the opportunity to say hi to him. And well, you can imagine how happy I was to meet Derek, not just the CEO, but the guy who I always idolize, and I want to be like him. And I see him as a god, because he's this guy. He was just the best player of his generation and the best shortstop on his generation, and maybe that ever played the game of baseball.
So when you met him, did it feel like you were a little kid again? Yeah,
I got the feeling that I was like one little kid asking for an autograph. To be honest with you, I tried to act like, I mean, I've done that before and I've been in that situation, but it's really hard, when you getting to know a guy that you always wanted to see and been watching on TV for so long, that those memories came back to you. And when you say hi to him, it's just, I couldn't help it that my hands was kind of sweaty.
Oh, nasty. You gave him the cold fish, really? When you shook his hand, it's all soppy and stuff?
It was kind of, kind of wet. And I didn't know what to do, man. But I mean, he probably understand because he got it so many times before. I gotta guess, yeah,
but that's not like, it's just part of a bodily function. It's like you can't control it. Like your palms get sweaty and stuff. What you should have done was just kind of maybe giving him an elbow or something. And they would have been like, yeah, because that way you kind of give him the opportunity. And if he goes, hey, you don't want to shake my hand, I'm just really nervous, so I've got sweaty palms. And he could have been like, hey, man, no problem. I'm in. You're my guy. And maybe he would have shaken your hand and it would have made you feel better. Instead, you just kind of gave him a whole swimming pool in your hand.
Who's that person on that, or that athlete or that artist that make you feel like you will sweat? I don't know who it is, but
okay.
I mean,
it's a good question.
Right.
So I used to do a show called The Best Damn Sports Show, period.
Okay.
Many, many years ago. You probably didn't watch it because if our ratings were better, we'd still be on TV.
Right.
But the first time Magic Johnson came into the makeup room, like I was getting makeup ready for the show, and in walks Magic Johnson, the biggest personality in sports. I mean, the smile never leaves his face. So I'm sitting there. He's a guest on the show that day, and he walks in, and I turn, and I was always a Magic guy. I just you either loved the Celtics or the Lakers when you were my age growing up, because they were basically the only two teams on TV. And I loved the Lakers back in the day. And he sits down, and I go, "Hi, Magic. I'm Chris Rose." And he goes, "Chris, I know exactly who you are, man. You're the point guard on this team. You're like me. You and me, we're the same guy." And I'm thinking to myself, I am not the same as Magic Johnson. He goes, "Man, just roll the ball out there and we are going to have a blast." And I was like, yes. I was like, Magic knew it. First of all, he knew my name, whether he knew it or not, and was just playing along. He made me feel like I was the only person in the room, and it was. And
that's the best. That's the best thing about like big superstars, right? When they have that personality and they make you feel like like something.
Right. So now, how like you've got to have Jeter's number in your phone, don't you?
That's the best. I think the biggest personality, the biggest celebrity that I have on my phone is Derek Jeter. I mean, it's gonna have to be Michael Jordan, to be something even bigger, or Tom Brady or something like that. But I mean, to have.
So how often do you use that thing? It's not like you can hit him up and be like, "Hey, you want to go grab lunch?" or can you?
No, not really. Well, he's always available. No, I haven't really touched that point where I invite him to play golf or something like that. I know he likes to play golf and things like that. But I'm guessing he's got his own group, that he wanna hang out with. So, but no, I try to stay like really professional with Derek. Like my relationship with him is all about baseball. It's all about like our job and the things that we want to do to make this organization better. But at the same time, Jeter is a guy that is always available for whatever you need. And I remember one of the stories that I want to share with you and with everybody, is the last year during the playoff, I have to text him because I felt like never before defensively. Like I'm known to be like for being a defensive guy first, right?
Right.
So I'm playing against the Cubs, and I start feeling like I was in between everything, like the balls, they were hit to me. I was on my heels a lot. I didn't know what was going on, like, because I never felt like that way before. And it was such a crucial time that I didn't end up I didn't make an error or anything like that. But I hit him up that night because I say, who better I can go to, who's been in this position before, who played shortstop his whole career. He might felt that way before. So I text Derek at night. He waited until the next morning to give me a call. So we talk on the phone for like 7 to 10 minutes, and that made me feel so much better. Not just because he gave me a tip or how to catch a ground ball, but the things that I can do, having Derek as an outlet is amazing,
That's unbelievable. I mean, how cool is that to get like some tutelage from one of the greatest ever?
Mm-hmm.
And it changed your confidence, didn't it?
100%. He just told me that happens to him before, because at the time I have problem with the balls that are hit right at you. When you're playing short, you're so used to like move side to side, and it's not that hard to catch a ground ball when it's hitting a little bit to your left or a little bit to your right. Mm-hmm. But it happens that the ball hit right at me, and it was hit hard, and I got on my heels, and that ground ball made me feel like, oh shit, I need to do something different here, because if I got hit another ground ball like that, I probably gonna commit a mistake that I don't want to commit. So I talked to him, and that was one of the best things that I did, because when you start getting those thoughts on your mind, it's good to talk to someone so you can get him out and regain your confidence.
Here's what I want you to do. It's interesting because he is your boss, right? So he's a decision maker in that organization. I want you to make a lunch appointment with him. And this is no bullshit. I want you to do that.
Okay.
Because you know what? You're a smart guy. I've gotten to know you fairly well over the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. You have dreams when your playing days are over, whenever that may be. I hope it's several years down the road. Talk to him about life and business. you know, why don't you set up I mean, this is a great time for it. Hey, Derek, you know, I know we're both busy, but I would love to just pick your brain. You think he'd sit down with you?
You know what, Chris? I already did, and I think this is actually what I will always remember about my first time that I meet Derek Jeter. I got to meet Derek when I text him that I wanted to come up to his office and talk to him in Miami. But what we did was talking about baseball. You know, the first year he put himself in order that, hey, if you guys need something or whatever, just let me know. So I shoot him a text and I wanted to like talk baseball with him. You know, I wanted to talk to the best shortstop in the game about being a shortstop. You know, and I talked to him about being a leader, about how to deal with a lot of personalities in the clubhouse, egos. He was one of the best to do that, you know, like play for the Yankees for more than 20 years. And all the players that play around him, I wanted to know, like, what did you do? Is you feel like someone didn't fit, you know, right away with the team because your focus still winning. And you still have to deal with another 30 guys that are around you that they're not going to think the same way that you're thinking, you know? So that's my first impression of Derek as a more than just a fan. I got to sit with him and talk baseball. But I mean, that's a good idea to have lunch to talk about life. And everything.
And by the way, if you ever text me, I'm not going to wait until the next morning to hit you back. I just want to let you know that if you ever need anything, I mean, I can't help you on the ball hit right to you, for example, and you know, if it's in between, but if you need anything else, I'm going to text you much sooner than the next morning.
No, well, don't get me wrong. He texts me right away, but he say, hey, talk to you in the morning, you know, because it was late. It was like 10:30, 11 p.m., you know?
Yeah. Yeah. He's got a family now.
Exactly.
You know, now, if you'd caught him 20 years ago.
Oh, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. He ain't returning that text that night, bro.
That's right.
By the way, that's the other thing.
You probably know a little bit more than me.
I don't.
That. Okay.
I don't know a thing, but that's the other thing. You got to get one good Jeter story if you sit down at lunch. Once you're done with all the business, you just, even if you want to keep it for yourself, just get one good one. One
from the lineup, you know. What, you know, he got a lineup, so I have to ask about his, you know.
Do you think he'll ever come on?
The best piece of his lineup.
Do you ever?
I don't know. I can talk to him. You know, I got him on my show last year. You know, I had a show with the Marlins, you know, with our teammates, and I wanted to connect with people in Miami, you know,
right?
Like we didn't have any fans on the stands. I came up with this idea during the quarantine time, and the Marlins were really supportive about it. You know, we started this show called The Clubhouse, where we talk about our teammates and a lot of new guys last year. So I sit down with them, and I got Derek on that show. So we got a chance. Chris.
Good. Did you make him laugh?
Yeah, I did. When we talk about shoes, we laugh a little bit.
Yeah, see, but he's so dressed to the nines, man. He's always just so cool. Like, I don't think he could he rock Jordans?
I mean, I've seen him on Nike, or like on Nikes, and you know, these Jordans that are not really fancy, because you know sometimes he goes with shorts or something like that. But he showed me a pair of shoes that it's just 5 pairs making like ever of his shoe, the Jordan 11 Derek Jeters. Yeah, look it up. Go on StockX. I don't know if I can say this right here because it's advertised. But go on any of the shoe, any of these shoes sites, and please look for the Jordan 11 Derek Jeters. So you're gonna see how much that shoe is.
You better not buy that, or you're gonna be thrown out of the house.
I can. The last and only pair that sell in that site, it was $18,000.
Come on.
Yep. He told me, hey, just 5 pairs of this shoe was made. He got one of them.
All right. So as I mentioned, I feel like we're in a great era for shortstops. I mean, guys can hit, they can run, they can feel. Like when I grew up, all they could pretty much do was play defense, and you were happy with that. Now you got to do everything, and you got to hit at the top of the lineup, and it's awesome. So what we're going to do, I figure since I've got a major league starting shortstop here, we each have come up with our top 5 shortstops in the game. So I want you to start at the bottom of your list. Who is your number 5 shortstop and why?
Let me ask you a question. You're Ohio guy, right? Cleveland fan.
Yes.
So my favorite player growing up was Marlins. Did you enjoy him over there?
Stop. I loved him. And my late father, when I tell you that my dad was a huge, huge Cleveland baseball fan.
Okay.
You know, he was actually friends with some of the guys that won the World Series with them in 1948, our last World Series title. Vizquel was one of his favorite players. He always called him a 100 RBI guy. He would knock in 60 and save 40.
Save 40. That's value in the game, you know? And I mean, he got kind of, I mean, he got paid, of course, but I mean, if in this era of the war and defensive run safe and all that, Vizquel wouldn't make so much money.
Yeah. So who do you have at number 5?
Okay, number 5, I got Carlos Correa. It's tough. It's this list right here. I'm gonna tell you guys all the shortstop that are gonna be watching and seeing this. It's nothing against anybody. It's just a list that I put together.
No, we know that. Listen, you get on this side of the mic, man, you're gonna hurt some feelings, and
I know.
But there's so many good ones. So tell me why Correa at 5.
So Carlos Correa 5 because I think it's really, really solid all around. Defensively, one of the best because he can secure the ball. If you've seen the last couple of years of Correa, errors are really, really low, and that's what I'm looking for in a shortstop. Errors to me, man. I mean, you have to try to make routine plays, and that's what Carlos Correa's do. Last year, just one error the whole season. He played like 50 something games. He just made one error. A year before that, he made just 3 errors or something like that in 150 games. Something is insane, And I mean, the sky is the limit for this guy.
Yeah. So I've got as my number 5 guy, somebody in your division, Trey Turner. Yeah. And I love him. I think he can do a lot. And you'd have to tell me how great a glove guy he is. But last year he had a 982 OPS. He stayed healthy. I know it was a shortened season, but we know the guy can run. We know he's got some pop. I'll be very curious to see what sort of contract. Really, the only, way I can ding him is that he hasn't been healthy throughout his career. He's had some weird injuries. Remember the bunt a few years ago where he broke the finger and all that sort of stuff. So he's had some strange stuff happen with him. But I think he's a top 5 talent.
And remember, he plays center field for a full year,
Right.
That's another thing. Like, I mean, this guy's just been proving that he can get better every single year.
Yeah.
And play against him is so hard to defend. Like you're saying, it's fast. He can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Really good player overall. Yeah.
Who do you have as number 4?
He didn't make my list, but well, this probably shocked a lot of people, but I'm gonna go number 4 is Fernando Tatis Jr.
Well, you have him all the way down at 4.
Yeah, I was gonna feel pretty bad if he was gonna be just a top 3, because I didn't have him on my top 3 because the 3 guys that I have on the top are guys who done a lot of things before. The only thing that kind of hurts Tatis at this moment is that he have just one full year in the big leagues. And I'm one of the guys that what you done for me is important. And these 3 guys in the bottom have done like more things.
But if we're doing this list a year from now, it wouldn't shock you if he was number 1.
No. Yeah, that's 100%. And I agree with you. And I mean, I got nothing against what Tatis can do. The only thing is at this moment, I think he needs to prove a little bit more to be number 1. But he could have been number 1.
No, that's fair. For me at number 4, and I really need you to pay attention here, I've got a combo. It's Javi Anderson and Tim Baez. I have combined the 2 Chicago shortstops.
Okay, and number 4 is the Chicago shortstop.
Yeah, because I can't figure out, like, Anderson has been so good at the plate the last 2 seasons. So good. And Baez had that runner-up finish in the MVP in 2018. And then his numbers took maybe a tick of a hit in 2019. And then last year, it looked like he had never played baseball. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it's because he's worried about the contract situation or there was something else, he's one of my favorite players to watch play. I love watching him. He is just
and that's I agree with you right there. So it's really hard to like keep one of those two guys out of this conversation, you know.
No, I cheated a little bit. I morphed 2 into 1. You could yell at me if you want to. Do you like the creativity?
I love it. Okay. I feel like you have all the rights because this list is so deep that I think it's the best era for shortstop in the game, you know.
It's pretty good. Number 3 for you.
I couldn't even put myself in here in this league.
No.
Even when I feel like I'm number 1, no matter what. But I couldn't put myself in this league.
That's good discipline on your part. You know, maybe at the end of the year we revisit this list and there's Rojas at 1 or 2.
Hopefully, yeah. It's you never know what can happen in 2021. But yeah, okay. Number 3, I have one of your guys that you got on the number 4. I think Javi Baez. I'm a big fan of Javi, not just because what he can do defensively, but offensively, I think he's a force. I know he got a down year last year. Offensively, he can do so many things, but Javi is a guy who's gonna win you a game in so many different ways. You know, he make plays when it matters. You know, the only problem about Javi with me is that sometimes he throw balls away because he want to be flashy, and you know he makes spectacular plays. But Javi, I put it at shortstop every single time in my team because he's gonna go and make those plays whenever it counts.
Yeah, no, give me a guy that's always going to field the routine grounder too. That because big, you know, you give a team a 4th out and it can blow up. That's a good point.
Exactly.
For me, I put Tatis as number 3, and I'm just a huge fan. We've already talked about him. Like the 2 times his rookie year where he tagged up on pop-ups to the infield, I've never seen that. I am a huge baseball fan. I was like, I've never seen that, and then I saw it twice from him in a year. I was like, that's the dude. So I'm excited to see where he takes off from here. I love the contract extension. We've already talked about that on the Chris Rose rotation. Man, if you ever have lunch or something with Tatis, even though you're in your 30s and he's in his early 20s, he picks up every damn bill from here on out. You got me?
Yeah, he have to, you know. Like I don't know who wouldn't be doing that if he got that kind of money. But I mean, we all play in the big leagues. We all can get some lunch for one another.
No. In fact, you know, you don't even have to be eating with him on that day. Like you could just be eating somewhere and just send him the bill anyway.
I'm not as a good friend of him, so he can do that. He'll probably say, who's this guy?
I love it though. I'd go for it. All right, number 2.
My number 2 is Trevor Story. I think Story been doing so many good things since his rookie year. First thing when he did it as a rookie after Tulo, you know, those are really, really big shoes to fill. When you have a Troy Tulowitzki on your team and you have to fill that role, it's amazing what Story have been doing. You know, I know he's in Colorado and the homers and the power numbers and the OPS are huge, but this guy can fill his position. He can steal bases. He could have been an MVP candidate, you know. I think he haven't just because he's in Colorado under the shadows of Nolan. Let's see what's going to happen this year.
For me, number 2, and people saw it last year because of the postseason run, but I live in Los Angeles, so I've watched Corey Seager now for a few years. Usually I'm hesitant again because I'm an availability guy. Like you've got to be there, and he's had some injuries over the years, but he does have a couple of top 10 MVP finishes. We saw what a difference maker he is in that lineup when he is on, right? I mean, he was so locked in October. And I just feel like those injuries are behind him. At least I hope so, because I just love watching great players play, and I think he is a great player.
And one thing that I agree with you is the way that he played the game. You know, he's so calm. He's one of the players like Anthony Rendon. You know, you see Anthony Rendon, and you don't see Tony like go, you know, like so crazy or go out of his approach. That's Corey Seager. You know, I used to call him the prospect when I was with the Dodgers. You know, I call him prospect for like a full year. We didn't play together. I was playing in AAA. He was playing in high A at the time. But I got the opportunity to be with him around in spring training. Really, really cool guy. And a guy that is always like calm and under control. That's why he's able to do a lot of things.
Nice. All right. Number one.
There's just one guy, and you know who it is. And I know you pick him too because you're a big fan. Other than that, he's the best right now at shortstop, and he's kind of underrated. You know,
Lindor is underrated.
I think so because he should have get more attention. I don't know how he didn't win the Gold Glove last year.
Yeah, he made one error.
One error. You know, it's unbelievable. Francisco Lindor is for me is the best shortstop in baseball right now.
What impresses you about his game the most?
For me, is the ability that he have to like bring a lot of people together. You know, like this is something that is not on the stats. You know, being a leader like Francisco Lindor is for his teammates, for the team, for the Players Association, for everybody around in baseball. You know, is the way that he carry about himself that is really impressive. You know, we know he can hit 30 homers. We know he can hit first, third. But the thing is, the way that he go about his business, his preparation. You always see him outside. You always see Francisco Lindor saying hi to people. That's what impressed me the most about him. It's a complete package. It's not just a player that he goes out there and play a really good shortstop and he's a good hitter. But he's gonna do so many things for you in an organization, and I think the Mets got a really good one.
No, they didn't get a really good one. They got a great one, and it broke my heart the day he was traded. And I've said this before on the Chris Rose rotation that he's the best player I've seen in my lifetime wear an Indians uniform, and they had some great players in the mid '90s and early 2000s. He is the best combination of offense, defense, and just. There, you know how there's certain guys that walk in a room and all of a sudden all eyes shift to that person.
And you know what, Chris? It's natural. It's real.
Right.
You know? It's not fake. I just saw him the other day. Quick story happened a couple years ago. You know, he just throwing out his new collection, you know, a New Balance make a shoe for him, right? Mm-hmm. So he's been posting a lot. He's been posting that really nice thing that he did. He sent like a care package to all the New Balance players in every team with his shoe and a little card that says, I know 2020 was a tough year, but at 2021 we have a chance to make something really good happen, right? And I mean, that's the kind of person he is, you know. And I'm pretty sure he was behind that leather and that little thing that he sent to everybody in the thing. I don't want to go farther with that. I just want to say that I sending an emoji on Instagram, right? Because I think the shoe look fire. He replied back to me and he said, "Hey, homeboy, do you want a pair?" And, you know, in the middle of the day, because he was coming to play against us in Jupiter, so he was coming from San Lucie to play against the Marlins. So he asked me if I wanted a pair of New Balance shoes that he was going to order it for me. So just a quick story of what a great guy that Lindor is, not just for the pair of shoes, but what he do around baseball is amazing.
Tell mama those are free too. You didn't have to pay for them.
I know.
That'll get you some bonus points, bro. She's going to be like, wait a second. What are these? I got them for free. Like we play, you know, the other kid at shortstop, he brought him to the field for me. It was so nice. What do you when you play Frankie again during the spring, just tell him I'm a size 11. Tell him his boy Rose misses him, and you know I'll rock him too. You know,
he will probably send you a pair for sure. Definitely,
I'm on board. So I just want to very quickly read off some people that I left off the list. I forgot about Trevor Story, and shame on me for not even thinking about Colorado. I blanked on that one. He should be on this list. But the other guys, like I left Correa off the list. Barely. Once again, it's a whole health thing for me. And but I could have put him at number 5 over Turner. I could have.
And you have to know that he's a winner too, you know?
He is a winner. But
Carlos.
I'm not questioning any of that stuff. It's just he's played more than 110 games in a season one time. And that's I know last year I think he was pretty healthy during the shortened season, but other than that, it's just for whatever it worries me a little bit with him. And I hope I'm wrong there. Like Dansby Swanson, I think is a solid player, good player.
Solid player.
Yeah, solid. And Drelton Simmons, you could watch him play defense all day, but once again, it's a health thing for me there. So, gosh, I'd love to hear what people think about it. So you can always tweet at us on Rosa Rotation, or you want to hit us up on Instagram or wherever else. That's always good. That's always good.
Sorry to interrupt the program. Here is a special announcement from DraftKings. March's biggest tournament is finally here. We do not know who will be cutting down the nets at the end, but we do know there will be no shortage of madness. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is putting new customers in the center of action. Bet $4 on an underdog, win $256 if they win. It's that simple. Turning $4 into $256 is 64-1 odds. Every dollar you bet could turn into $64. There's no better way to put your college basketball knowledge to the test than to put your money where your mouth is with DraftKings Sportsbook. Don't worry, if college basketball isn't for you, DraftKings Sportsbook offers great odds and promotions on golf, hockey, and so much more. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your funds at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code ROSE, ROSE, when you sign up to turn $4 into $256 if the underdog of your choosing pulls off the upset. That's code ROSE to turn $4 into $256 for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 years old or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Miguel, I want to get into the amazing story about your mom. Okay, give us her name, please.
Norma.
Norma she is a doctor, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What sort of medicine? What are we talking about here?
Pediatric.
She's a pediatrician.
Pediatrician.
In Venezuela.
In Venezuela, correct.
She is a 2-time breast cancer survivor. Mm-hmm. Is she your hero?
Yeah, she's a hero, and she's dealing with one right now, another cancer. So it's tough to me talking about this stuff because she's dealing with a lot, and I mean, I can't really tell you that I know a person that is stronger than my mom. Not just because she's my mom, but the way that she handles stuff, When you go against this battle of cancer, things can go wrong a lot of times, and most of the times, because that's what this DC is, But at the same time, it's how you keep living life and approaching the situation like nothing bad is happening. It's just a situation that is on the way, and you have to keep overcoming. So my mom always taught me that you have to be happy in life. It doesn't matter the circumstances, you will always come on top. And she's not just saying that when I was 10 years old, 11 years old, when I was going through what I was thinking it was a tough time in school or baseball or whatever it is. She's just showing me the way right now. She's the biggest leader that I ever meet and know, because she's leading our family to a place where there's nothing bigger than your attitude and the way that you see things, So that's why my mom been coming on top of all the situations that happened with her, and for me being able to share with her all the experience that she's having right now is just amazing, because I can help her with things like she wanted to record an album, she wanted to sing some cover songs. She's her dream was being a big time singer, and I wanted to do something for her and make that dream come true, because she realized my dream. I want to realize her dream too.
Wow, that is touching. You made that dream come true. You got her into a recording studio, and here's a little taste of how it turned out.
Ain't máximo, cariño mío. Dos aguas van formando un mismo río. No podría inventármela. Yo no sé vivir sin ti. Para mí eres el único entre tú y yo, cariño mío, cariño mío. Yo no sé vivir sin ti.
So, what do you think of when you hear that?
A lot of feelings, man. I didn't know that you was gonna make me cry in the first episode. Man, like a lot of things because what my mom been to me is everything, you know. And more than just that, just knowing that I'm gonna have that for the rest of my life is just amazing.
She's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Miguel.
Mhm.
She can sing.
Yeah, my mom. I mean, it was a lot of hard work. It wasn't just her, you know. My sister, she's studying for be a engineer on music. So she wanted to be a big, you know, artist representative, and she's making music. So it was a lot of hard work behind the disc, the album.
Please tell Dr. Norma we send our best, please.
I will.
And
I record a little video there, so so I can show to her because I know how happy she will be.
that's great. That's great. We are sending our love to her. She seems like an amazing woman. And listen, I can only imagine as a parent. I've got two boys that are 20 and 15, and I don't know how I would handle having my kid, even though chasing a dream at 17 years old, moving to a different country like you did and being dropped in a different situation where you don't know the language, you're not familiar with some of the customs and the culture. How scared were you when you got here at 17?
Yeah, it was pretty tough, but I knew I was actually I was like chasing my dream, and not just my dream, but the dream for the whole family. And that's every little player from Venezuela, Dominican, Panama, Colombia, from Latin America who comes to this country. You know, they will just leave whatever they're doing on their country to chase that dream that I know the whole family is been working behind. So I was scared. I didn't know the language so much, even when I put all my effort in school to learn a little bit of English. But I realized when I got here that I didn't know anything, you know. I didn't know anything about this culture. I didn't know anything about the language. I didn't know what I was going to face, you know. And if I'm going to have any coach that is going to be able to communicate with me in Spanish. And that's nerve-wracking, you know, when you get to a hotel room that you're going to have a roommate, and this roommate is from Wisconsin or Nevada or whatever it is, that you can really like have a conversation with him if you have a tough day, you know. It's really hard for players who are come here really early on their life. And remember, you're not even like able to do that because you never left your house in Venezuela. That was me. I was under my grandmother and my grandfather watch, and I was living in their house when I have to come here to United States and actually have my first taste of a new culture and a new country.
So where'd you start? You signed with the Reds internationally in 2005, right? So where'd you start? So
I went to Sarasota, Florida. And Sarasota is where we used to have our spring training facility. And that's the place where the Orioles are now. So I went to Sarasota for extended spring training. And then after that, I got sent, they sent me to the short season, which is in Billings, Montana.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine a Venezuelan 17-year-old going to Billings, Montana to play his first professional baseball season. And I was lucky enough and fortunate enough. And that's one of the reasons why we might hear today recording this episode, because I put the effort to learn English with that family. The family in Billings, Montana, it was a bilingual family. I don't know how they got there. I don't know where they were originally from, but the mom on that house knew Spanish, and she helped me to get to know the family, get to know a little bit more about the language. And I mean, I always gonna say thank you to that family for letting me stay there and host me for a full season.
It's amazing. So I've heard stories about certain players learning English like by watching episodes of Friends over and over, or things of that nature. Like, do you have any of those stories? I mean, is that, or
No,
you were just
what is funny about things like that is I used to listen to music in Venezuela, and I didn't even know what the song was saying. And sometimes I was like trying to repeat bad words, because I didn't know that the song was full of bad words. And I mean, I'm here in the United States singing that song like like it's not my business,
Who were you singing back in the day with all the bad words?
I don't know, Ludacris and what is the name of this other singer? Pretty famous in that era. Nelly from San Luis.
Oh yeah,
all those guys. Rap music. And I was saying the words without any knowledge of what the song was saying. So it was pretty funny.
You were walking around the house in Billings, Montana, just shouting it left and right, and the family's looking at you like, "Really, Miguel?
This is the guy that we got."
That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. In further episodes, we're going to get into minor league stories, because it took you a long time to get to the major league. So I imagine there's a ton of stops and some amazing stories. But since we're on this subject, the baseball world a few weeks ago, we had Kevin Mather, who was the then president of the Seattle Mariners. For some reason, he's doing one of these virtual conferences with the Rotary Club of all places. It's not like the media was grilling him with questions. He was just volunteering all this information left and right. Folks, I'm not telling you what to do, but if you want to run a business, do not actually listen to his interview, and then don't ever do what he did. Among one of the many things he talked about was suppressing service time and freely admitting it, and bragging about having a low payroll and how we aren't going to bring our best players up, while the rest of the owners are probably going, "Shh, shut up. Don't say that. This is our big secret." And then he started to get onto the subject of players that were not born in this country, and how the fact that they didn't learn English bothered him immensely. Here we go.
For instance, we just rehired Iwakuma. Iwakuma was a pitcher for us for a number of years. Wonderful human being. His English is terrible. He wanted to get back into the game. He wanted to, and he came to us, and we quite frankly want him as our Asian scout interpreter. What's going on in the Japanese league. He's coming to spring training, and I made the statement, I'm tired of paying his interpreter. Because when he was a player, we pay Iwakuma X, but we also had to pay $75,000 a year to have an interpreter with him. His English suddenly got better. Julio Rodriguez has got a personality bigger than all of you combined. He is loud. His English is not tremendous. But him and Kellenic are very good friends.
He immediately resigned the next day. When you heard that, your reaction was what?
Frustration, a lot of frustration, because I don't know if Mr. Mather will survive a couple of days if you throw him in a clubhouse in Caracas, Venezuela.
I'm gonna guess no, Miguel.
I don't know what's gonna happen to him if you put in a situation that we got put on. He didn't have any knowledge of what he should have talked with one American guy that played winter ball before, and know how hard it is. That you go to clubhouses in Venezuela. That I remember one coach one year saying in spring training, "You guys should see where this guy's coming from. They don't have any shower heads, to shower with." and sometimes they have to share like a tank of water to take shower after games because we didn't have any, any water. And stuff like that is what kind of frustrates me, because a lot of people don't know how fortunate they are of being in this country, and the freedom that they have, and all the things that they have in this country is amazing. And they shouldn't treat people the way that he did over there, saying comments about who was it, Julio Rodriguez?
Yeah, who's a top 5 prospect in baseball, by the way.
He couldn't say that because Julio Rodriguez is coming from a different culture, different country where people are really, really happy. And it's not loud. He's a happy guy walking in the clubhouse, and he's going to make that team better with that attitude. His personality is going to help. And that's why a lot of people like Fernando Tatis, a lot of people like Ronald Acuna, a lot of people like Juan Soto, because their personalities and their top 5 players in the league. So he shouldn't say that about Julio. And I mean, it's just frustrating listen to things like that. It's not just because it was in a Mariners organization or whatever it is. He shouldn't say that.
Pissed me off, bro. It's terrible. Like, Julio Rodriguez seems to be this wonderful player, and I love hearing that he's got a big personality. I don't know anything about him.
Right.
I've heard that, but that's all I know. Stop there. Who cares what his English is like? Who cares? Like, it is so hard. You made the point, man. Drop somebody from America into another country. Mm-hmm. It ain't easy. You're not there for a 6-day vacation where, you're going to stay in these lavish hotels and all that sort of stuff. It is difficult. And I will admit something to you. I was a terrible foreign language student. This is no joke here. I took Latin in the 7th and 8th grade because my parents thought it would help me with my English. If my parents were here, I would tell them they were full of shit for that. It did not help. Then I took an accelerated French course, and I was terrible at that. So I still had to take a language in college, and I took 2 years of Spanish, and I just don't have it in my brain. I can't comprende it, right?
You can't say you can't, because you could have if you put in the position that I got put up, I thought English. I thought English was going to be hard for me, but I knew English was going to be part of my career. And, and I needed to put all the intention. And I know, Chris, you're a really smart guy, I don't know how or how or why not can you know or learn Spanish. The only thing is you haven't put in the situation where you need to learn, or if they tell you, hey, it's going to be learning Spanish, or you're not going to be a TV guy. You're not going to be a great, whatever you want to do in life, a great artist or whatever you want to do in life. If they put you in a situation where they ask you for something and that's part of your dream, you're gonna come on top and you're gonna do it.
No, you're right.
That's why I'm telling you, like, hey, it might be because you haven't put in that situation, but I can help you.
So you can help me.
Yeah. I promise by the end of this season, you're going to learn a lot of things about Spanish. And that's why you have a Latin, I can say this word, but a Latin representative in your rotation.
See, now I got that part down, but I'm telling you, I would like to learn a little bit of Spanish, because one of my great regrets is if I had been fluent in Spanish, and a kid I grew up with was a double major, one of my best friends, Bailey Rice, he double majored in whatever it was and Spanish, and he's fluent in it. And I'm jealous because I always wanted to be able to go into a clubhouse and speak fluently to players, because I wanted them to know that I cared enough about them to want to be able to do that. And it is seriously one of my great regrets. So can you teach me a line or two that, like, I can practice, and the next time you're on, I'll use them?
Let's start with something simple. Okay. So you're not like so crazy about it. So
yeah,
I want you to say this phrase. Está delicioso.
Está delicioso.
Yeah. So this is the first one right here. We're going to talk about food, right? And you can use
Is that
this
a
in
fat
different
thing? Miguel, I
No,
lost
it's not-
30
it-
pounds. I'm
it's
in the
not a-
best
it's
shape
not a
I've been in 15 years.
it's not a fat thing. Listen, está delicioso. You can say it to someone when in Latin America, one of the things that we known for is our food,
Sí.
And have you tried anything from Dominican Republic or Venezuela that you really like?
I don't do, I always equate it to spicy. Am I wrong to think that way? Because
The thing is, like, we're not making things really spicy. It's just as the flavor is different, but it's
Got
not
it.
spicy at all,
yeah.
Like, if you try something, if you go to Dominican Republic, you're gonna try these really, really good dishes, and especially breakfast in Dominican is one of the best. You eat mango, which is
Oh, yeah. Mango.
What-
Yeah, I've
yeah.
heard that. Yeah.
right. So you eat mango in Dominican, you have to be able to say to the person who made it for you, "Oh, está delicioso.
This is delicious.
This is delicious." Exactly.
Okay, I'm on board. All right. Do you have another phrase for me?
Okay, the second one. Quiero más, por favor.
Hold on. Quiero más, por favor.
You know what
So-
por favor means, right?
Yeah. Please.
Please.
Yes.
So quiero,
it's, yeah.
quiero más is when you really like that food and you want some more, you need to be able to ask for it, right?
Right. And I'm a polite guy, so I like to use por favor.
Exactly. So you
I want
go, quiero más, por favor.
So that means I want more, please.
Exactly.
Okay. This is
Yeah, it's 2 for 2.
all right.
And then
Last one.
You can use that in the middle of the clubhouse as well when you asking questions and you want more information.
Oh,
You tell the guy, "Hey, quiero más, por favor."
okay. I like it. So I can use it when I'm hungry or if I need information.
Exactly.
Gosh, this is good.
Number 3,
Trace.
something that you're gonna need if this food wasn't that good. ¿Dónde está el baño?
Oh gosh. Okay. I know where we're going on that one. See. Yeah.
You know this one?
Yeah. Where's the bathroom?
Exactly. You
Yeah.
have to be able to ask for the bathroom, ¿Dónde está el baño? Because if this quick story, can I tell you a quick story?
We got all the time in the world, brother.
Okay, I don't
People
know.
love
I
it.
don't know if we're
No,
on the time frame.
No, there are no commercials. Let's roll, brother. You
Okay.
Go.
So one quick story. Jock Peterson. I already told you that one of my best friends in baseball. I was playing with him in AA, right? So Jock Peterson got invited to go to play in Winter Ball in Venezuela. So that year, Jock Peterson got with my wife after one of the games, and Jock asked my wife, "Hey, is that right? The Venezuela have like really, really good food?" And yeah, my wife said yes, but you gotta be careful with what you're eating because sometimes in Venezuela, we do like a lot of fast food in the street. After the game, we don't have so many options, and you have to eat whatever is open, right? So for a guy like me who's coming from there, I probably gonna eat that stuff, and it's not gonna upset my stomach. But for Jock, like we've seen a lot of guys going to Venezuela and play winter ball, and they eat lettuce or tomatoes or stuff like that after games in a hamburger, and they have to go to the bathroom right away, and they got sick for like 3 or 4 days, and they can play. So my wife was like, "Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. You have to make sure that you're not eating things coming from the ground." That's what my wife say, right? Like as lettuce, tomatoes, whatever it is. Jock a couple days later say, "Hey, Mariana, you think I'm gonna be able to eat strawberries?" Because I really like berries and strawberries and blueberries. And I think that was pretty funny because every
Oh.
player who go to Venezuela to play winter ball, they always got sick.
And I guarantee he was saying "Donde está el baño?"
El baño, 100%.
All right, these are 3 phrases, and we're just going to add to my list. I'm going to keep a list going, and by the end of the year, I might earn my PhD in Espanol.
Let's do it.
I love it. Speaking of lists, I cannot wait to hear your list of 3 guests you want to have on this show. Let's go.
Number 1,
See,
Christian Yelich.
Ah, are you buddies with Yelich?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
buddy with
you are.
Yelich. I think we can make this happen. You know,
Well,
big personality guy. Even when you don't see it on the field, you know,
Yeah.
Jelly is a guy who's actually he wasn't a leader by saying things. He's a leader by example. But the good thing about Jelly is whenever he says something, everybody pays attention
yeah.
because he knows what he's talking about. You know those guys when you're talking to someone and have the opportunity to learn something from them every time they say something because they make sense with the things that they say. So yeah, Christian Yelich is the player, the present player that I would like to have on the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you he's in my phone too. And
Okay.
I text with him. So this seems like an easy lock. Like we could make this happen. No question.
I think so too. I didn't want to make it so hard on you, because I mean, I know you guys have some pull, but at the same time, if you guys couldn't, I know I could have just text Jelly and say, hey Jelly, and I think it's gonna be entertainment, and a lot of people
Absolutely.
would like to hear about
No
what Jelly
question.
have to say.
All right. Up next.
Or the next two, I don't know if you're gonna be able to make it happen.
Well, come on now. We're like Oprah. We can make dreams come true.
You know, you should know who it is, Michael Jordan.
Oh, geez. Let's stop. All right, now hold on here. Wait.
I told you. You told me, hey, 3 guesses that you want on the show. Okay, I said this is my chance. I need to meet Michael Jordan.
Well,
Even
can't
if
you
it's
go up? Can't you go up to your boss's office and be like, hey, I'm a big Mike fan. Maybe we can FaceTime something.
Well, I got closer because like 3 years ago in spring training when Derek just got the team, Michael Jordan was in spring training watching a game in Jupiter. And he was right on top on the suites with Derek. So that's the closest that I got to Michael.
Dude, I'm sorry. You should have stopped, come out of the game early,
and go up
in full uni. I would have run all the way up there. Wouldn't even have taken off my spikes or anything. I would have gone right up there. Right up. Are you kidding me? It's Jordan. Dude,
I know.
You're the biggest shoehead I know.
I know, man. I know. I should have done, but I mean, I need to keep my posture and, like I said before, I need to act like I've been there before.
No, not when it comes to him. Not when it comes to Jordan, right? Like when you were growing up in Venezuela, how you just turned 32, right?
32, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you saw Jordan-ish a little bit. Like, was he huge down there, or what's the deal?
Best athlete ever. His shoes are on the street in Venezuela. People. I shouldn't say this, but people will kill for his shoes.
Wait, yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
that's where Michael Jordan is. It's something above a lot of things.
Well, don't mention about the Jeter specials where there's only 5 of those in the world.
Yeah.
Let's not even bring that up.
No,
please.
I mean, that's something that is Michael Jordan is one of the biggest stars in Venezuela.
Okay, last one.
Gotta go with a music guy, Justin Timberlake.
So I'm going to be honest here. When I told you to dream big on the guests, and out of all the people we've had so far on the rotation, you have dreamt the biggest, my friend.
Really?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Well, I can tell you what you sent me.
Yeah.
Anyone you want from whatever walk of life. What does that mean? You
nailed it. You nailed it.
When you say that, I said, you know what? I have to make it easy on the first one, because I can make this happen myself.
Right.
But the other two, you guys gonna have to work hard. Who the other guys got?
There were some, let's see here. There were some interesting ones like Archie Bradley, I thought had a really fascinating list because he picked a bunch of active players that he doesn't know. Like he picked Jacob deGrom and Garrett Cole. I think a couple of those guys, because he just wants to talk to them about pitching and pitching mechanics. And he wanted to kind of nerd out on the baseball side of that. He also picked, he's a big outer space dude.
Okay.
So he wanted to, he first said Neil Armstrong, who unfortunately is dead. So that I like your list better than having to get Neil Armstrong. I
Oh
don't think I'm
yeah,
gonna
you
be
got a
able-
better chance.
Yeah, I got a better, slightly better with Jordan and Timberlake than Neil Armstrong. But yeah, it's been a really, really good group of just interesting people. Some retired guys like
Mhm.
Torrey Hunter, Trevor May wanted to get Torrey Hunter. Stephen Brault wanted to get Dave Grohl, the lead singer of the
Uh-huh.
Foo Fighters. So I like it. It's a real different. It's a challenge. And I
It's a
like
challenge.
challenges.
Yeah.
Miguel.
Yeah. And I say this because I mean that's probably my only long shot to get
Yeah.
to know them, you know?
Fire your shot, bro.
Yeah, you
Why
never know
not?
with social media. I mean, anything can happen.
I'm with you. Do you like games? Do you like game shows?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
We've
What
got
do you
the
got for me?
wheel of moderately interesting things. So I've got 5 different categories. Each category is on here twice. I'll spin it. It'll land and you'll answer it. It's very, very simple. You ready?
Let's do it. Yep.
Now, remember at the beginning of the show when you said I was a non-athlete? Remember?
Yep. Mhm.
Watch me spin this wheel
Okay,
and then
let me see.
rethink that. Then you can rethink it.
Whoa.
Phony.
Funny.
Okay. Do you have any idea what phony might be as a category?
I mean, it sounds like a phone and being funny.
Okay. So you're on the right track. I want you to find the biggest celebrity in your phone,
Oh, that's easy.
FaceTime them,
Mhm.
but when they pick up, you say, I'm sorry, I got to call you back. I'm really busy.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me do that to Derek?
You know what? We'll let slide on Derek because I want to try and get him on the show. So let's pick somebody else that's famous
Okay.
in your phone. So FaceTime it so that people that are watching this on our YouTube Jomboy Media Baseball channel can see it.
Okay.
And then you just say, let me know who it is first. Who are you going to try?
I'll give you right here. I think this should be the guy.
Who is it?
Giancarlo Stanton.
Oh, this is perfect. So just say, hey, G, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm really busy. Can I call you right back? And I
Okay.
want to see his facial reaction on this.
Right. You want it to
Yeah.
like
Tip
have
it
it
so
like
that-
this?
Yeah, so that we can't. Yeah.
FaceTime, right?
Yeah. I want to be able to see his face, so you have to tip the phone down so it doesn't glare. Ooh, you there? I think you froze on us. Hold on. Okay, you're good now.
Okay. Can you see the phone now?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, so you'll tip it down just a little more.
Okay.
Nope. Yeah.
I'm gonna call now.
Yeah. Let's see if he answers. Yeah, perfect. Right there. You'll say it. We're calling Giancarlo Stanton right now. Come on, G, answer. Oh, is it going to go to call declined?
Maybe. Yeah.
See, this is what
Let
he's
me
probably.
see. He's probably sleeping. You know, like after. Well. Yeah. Decline.
Okay, it was a good try. The fact you
Yes.
have him in your phone, though, is good.
You know, I play with him, and you know, big
Oh,
time.
I know. Oh,
Let
I
me
know.
let me call. Let me try one more time.
Oh, wow.
He
Now
probably,
he's gonna-
say the first one was just
a butt dial,
yeah,
but now he's going to think it's an emergency.
exactly. Now he can actually answer.
Oh, well, now he's. Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay. Well, good try.
It was a good effort. It was a good effort.
I can
It's
give-
like,
Let me see. Let me think of another guy that is pretty famous and he can.
well, we'll take anybody over a $300 million
Oh,
contract.
how about Don Mattingly?
Oh, perfect. It's not going to get you benched, is it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me call Donnie.
All right. Does he know how to answer FaceTime? He is,
I don't know. I'm not sure.
but he does have young kids. So,
Yeah,
you
he's probably talking to.
yeah.
I probably gonna have to call him after and like
explain.
explaining what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's gonna be funny. I mean, Donnie baseball.
Do you have him in there as Donnie Baseball?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I
nice.
got him. I got him as a Don Mattingly.
Oh, not even Skip? All right. You're going to hang up, though, right afterward.
Yeah.
Just say, I'll call you right back. Oh, man. There he is. Oh, it's his kid.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Where's Donnie? Where's your dad? Is he with you?
Hello?
Is your dad with you?
Hello?
Hello?
Who is
That's-
this?
This is Miguel Rojas. Is Donnie with you guys?
Who is this?
Just say, I'll call your dad later.
I call you that later. Hey, it was a good try. I don't know why his son just randomly
dangerous.
he pick up his FaceTime.
I don't ever let my kids touch my phone.
I know.
Just to let you know. Ever.
Me either. Sometimes my son wanna watch cartoons on my phone, and it's just
No, you're off limits on that.
exactly.
Sorry, pal. Move it along. All right. Last thing before we get out of here. You gave me a homework assignment to work on my Espanol, which I will.
Mhm.
My wife was a teacher in a previous life. She was an elementary school teacher. So we have Mrs. Rose's homework assignment. And I
Okay.
put it up on the blackboard. I want you, here you go, to find someone on the team with cool kicks that you would like to have. Okay. So you just got to take a little video
Okay.
and you can explain why the kicks are so cool. And, but there's nobody that's got a better shoe game than you, right?
Here's one. Yeah. I can talk to you right now about it because we're gonna talk in the next episode, right? So
always thinking.
yeah, I'm ahead of this, but I got the full answer already.
You are always thinking, Miguel
but
Rojas.
For the next time I'm gonna have you, just a little hint. We just got this guy a couple days ago.
Oh, I know who it is now.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
but yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's a good one.
I will get a video because he brought a lot of fire to camp. So
He likes to do this a lot, doesn't he? He likes to talk.
yeah,
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he
exactly.
does.
That's a guy.
Miguel Rojas, an outstanding debut on the Chris Rose rotation here on Jomboy Media. I want to remind everybody that wherever you get your downloads, hit the subscribe button. Give Miguel a 5-star rating. He loves that. Give us a like and a comment on our YouTube Jomboy Baseball Media channel. It's the brand new channel. Dude, we ran the emotional gamut. We laughed, we cried, we covered the serious stuff. We talked about your incredible shoe spending habit. We FaceTimed with Giancarlo Stanton and Don Mattingly's kid. I mean, we did a ton.
That was amazing. I think the best part of the show was talking to or trying to talk it.
Yeah,
For sure.
it was fun. I hope you had as much fun as I did today, my man. I'll see you in a few weeks.
Man, it was amazing. Again, for all of those who are watching right now and listen to us, is the rotation is fire. You know, like there's no way that you're gonna lose your time checking every episode because every one of us is gonna bring something different, and
Love it.
that's the good thing about this show. That's why we're taking the time to talk to Rosie and making the commitment to do this show because it's going to be really, really fire because everybody's going to bring some different things. Rosie, thank you very much, brother. And can't wait to see you guys in a couple weeks.
Sounds good. Coming up next on the Chris Rose rotation, it'll be Chicago White Sox ace Lucas Giolito. Thanks, everybody, for listening.